Welcome to the channel. This is part two of the video on how to digitize a logo. So we started out in the first video making this logo for a donut shop. And so we went ahead and we created this logo with embroidery specifically in mind. And what we did is went in and made sure that all of these elements are going to be easily separated and workable for the embroidery process and the conversion. So everything looks good there. So I have the embroidery software open, and I'm just going to copy this. So we're going to do a Control C, and we are going to go into the embroidery program, which is Wilcom. So once that is done copying, take a little second. All right, we're going to switch on over. Okay, so we've got that in here. And what I would like to do now, get this on the page properly. Okay, there we go. So I want to work on these large elements first. So I digitize everything as if it is going on a cap, because you can go from a cap to a flat, like a shirt or a jacket or something, but you can't digitize something for a flat and then try to put it on a cap, because it won't work. So if you do your logos like they're going on caps, you'll be covered in a lot more situations. So I want to look at this, make sure everything's good. We're going to start with this MDM portion, the red. Okay, I see that as the furthest layer in the background. So that's what I want to work on first. And I also want to keep in mind to start the logo center out and center up and down, left or right. And that's just will make everything so better on the cap. Okay, so we're going to start in the middle here with this D, and then we're going to move over to the M, the red portions, and we're going to come back and do the black. Then we're going to jump over here and do the same process. But with Corel, you can easily accomplish this. We're just going to select all of that portion, okay, and we're going to just hit convert. And that's just going to convert it to stitches, get you back into Wilcom, and then we can go ahead and order it and make some tweaks and stuff there. So let's just go ahead and hit convert. All right, and now we should be getting back to Wilcom Embroidery Studio, and there it is. Okay, and this mark here, this is the center. So you always want to keep your designs with that mark, or centered with that. So let's go ahead and get it down here. See if we can line it up pretty close. And okay, so that should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and hit B to zoom in. And all right, so now we got it where we can see it. So as you can see, let me get in a little closer for you guys. I have my ruler set up at 1 inch. You can set them up how you want, but for me, it's easier to see my overall size of the design, because I know these are inch squares, so it's just easier for me. Okay, so we have everything that is been converted. So now I want to take a look at the order. So this is the actual design elements from Corel. We don't need that right now. What we need are these sew elements here. So let's just go ahead and take a look at those. Okay, so we got MDM. Like I said, we're starting with the D first. So let's go ahead and move that back up. We want that to sew first. Oh, we may have to use this guy here. Let's see, let's go up. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go to the M, and that's good. All right, so that worked out. And then this M is going to be after the black outline. So let's move this down. Oh, that still won't do it. I don't know why I keep wanting to do that. Okay, so let's move it down that way. Oops, Control V is a better way. Let's move it down to the bottom of the design. Okay, there we go. That's better. So now it's kind of out of the way. We can start working on the black outline. So let's see, we got the DM. Let's make sure those are going to connect properly, okay? So we don't want to use any extra trims and things like that. So what I want to do, like I know we have a lot of hiding space here. I'm going to have this D, I'm going to have it finish sewing. Let's see, that is a start point with the green, that is an end point with the red. So I'm going to move this over here. So it's going to finish up right over there, okay? And then on the M, oops, hit escape, okay, and then H. All right, so same thing here. It's ending right there now. All right, so we want to put that endpoint over here, and we want it to start over in this area. Okay, so that's very close. And there will probably be, I think the automatic setting will fill in that stitch area, so it won't be a jump. It'll just continue to sew and go right into that next object, which is what we want. Okay, so let's see, we got that, and then we got the D, M. Okay, that's good. So now we're going to do the same thing with the D outline and the M outline. Let's go ahead and expand that. Now, you may be able to see there's like a little outline stitch around that. We don't need that. That came over accidentally, so let's find that. See if we can get rid of it. All right, I think it is going to be, well, let's see, 365, 140. So I'm pretty sure it's this one. All right, so let's go ahead and delete that and see what happens. Yep, there it is. Okay, so the first thing I want to sew will be the inside of the D. And then we're going to jump outside and we are going to do the outside of it. So let's move that up a little bit. Okay, so now it's going to go center portion, outer portion, and then that's going to connect over here to the M. So let's do the same thing we did before. Let's hit H and let's find that exit point, which is pretty close. We can even do a start and end right at the same place. I think that'll be fine. You'll have a little bit coming over. That'll be barely noticeable once we get the pull comp and stuff on there. All right, so it's going to start and end there. And then let's see on the M. Okay, got the M selected. Let's hit H. So this one, we can have it end over here. And then we want it to start. Where's it going to start? That's right, over here, right on this line. Okay, we're going to start right there. And that's good. So let's Control S and save it. Okay, and now we have these two little pieces here. So in keeping with the motion, let's see, let's go ahead and save this. Embroidery, MDM, let's do MDM 2. All right, and we'll hit save. All right, let's just go ahead. We're going to keep it underneath the donut part because that's going to get covered up. All right, so that's going to bring us right there. And as I thought, we're going to have to move that. So let's just move this back up to here because that's going to sew next. All right, so we got that, and then it's going to run into this one. There we go. All right, so now after that sews, it's going to end here. We want a little travel stitch to go to cover up this part here. Okay, so after this, let's hit manual stitch, and then we're going to go here. Okay, and then that gets us back to our other piece of the object, which is this one. Make sure it's going to start in the right spot. There. Okay, and that looks pretty good. Control S again. I have an old computer, and I like to save every couple of minutes or so, just so you don't lose any information, because things could happen. So, all right, so we've got that taken care of. That looks good. Let's go ahead and close that up. Oh, wait a minute, we forgot something. I forgot to move this into place. All right, so that is going to go connecting. No, that's going to go in between these two, which are our two little objects here. Okay, so that looks good. Alrighty, and let's see if we can zoom out a little. All right, so now we're going to jump over and we're going to get this other M and the outline. All right, so it's already in place. It's going to do a color change. It's going to go back to that M and sew out. Don't think I really care. Yeah, I guess we better. Let's see, do H. Okay, and it's good. It's starting right there. And we'll end it on this side. Maybe. All right, try it again on that side. There we go, and it moved it for some reason, but we're going to put it back down there. Okay, that's good. Next, so end over there. Has to do a color change, so I'm not really concerned about where it picks up or leaves off or anything like that. So I'm okay there. I'm just going to hit S again. Okay, and let's start off and take a look at our design info, and it should tell us like how many trims we have and all that information and stuff. Because if you can eliminate as much trims as possible, that's fine. I think that's actually a good thing. Um, I think it takes like 7 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that for the machines to, stop, trim, get going again. And so when you're working on big runs and, you do a lot of extra trims, that's just adding more time to everything. So, you know, we want to try to get that down to a minimum. So let's go up here to design properties. Let's see, we're at 11 right now. Okay. Sometimes you're going to 11 may just be 11. You won't be able to get over that or make it any better, and that's fine. But if you can eliminate some, then that is going to be great. Okay. So right now, let's just keep that number in mind and keep moving on here and see. So I want to see how this is going to sew so far. SEW so far. Okay. So we're going to hit Shift and R, and that's going to bring up our play button, and we're just going to make it a little fast here because we don't want it to take too long. Hit play, and let's see what it does. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think we forgot a walking stitch somewhere. Where did I see that? Oh, from the D and the M. Okay, guys, so we got that part done. Now let's go in and adjust our pull comp on this black outlines. So what we want to do is go ahead and select those. So we can get this one, and I'm going to hold down Control as I'm clicking on all the objects with a satin stitch outline. Okay, and so we got that, and then I'm going to right click and go to Object Properties, and I want to go to Pull Comp. And I think it's usually automatically set at 0.017 or something like that. We're going to bump that up. Let's just go up to 0.3. It's where I like to be. And if you watch, you'll see those outlines get a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm going to let go, and then you're going to see that. So here we go. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen that, a little bit of a change, but that's fine. I'm going to keep that there. Now, if you want to see a bigger change, let's just go all the way up and see what happens. Whoa! Okay, so that is big. That is probably too much. So let's go back down, and we're going to get around that 30 area. All right, because I think that's going to be enough. Let's do that. All right, there we go. Because what's going to happen with those satin stitches, they're going to shrink in a little bit. Okay, so you got to make them look a little bit bigger on the screen. So, they'll do their thing when they're on the machine. They'll shrink down, and they'll be the size that's in your artwork. Okay, so we got that done. We're going to hit Control S, save it real quick. Then we're going to get in there and finish the last section there, which is donuts. So let's get back in there, and we can go back to Corel Graphics. Okay, up here, I'm going to left click, and we're going to switch back on over. And let's scroll to the part we're looking at. Okay, so now you see we got three colors here. We got black, white, and red. And so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do the white as a fill, and I'm going to do a black outline, same as before, and then come back and put the red on top. Okay, but to keep it easy to keep up with, I'm just going to select the white. Let's see if I can get it here. Yep, the white and the black. And I got my two objects selected. And then I'm just going to hit convert. Okay, we're going back, and that looks pretty good. It looks like I forgot one, so let me hit Control Z to go back, and we're going to do that again because I forgot something. Okay, so I forgot that little black section there. So let's try from this end. So we're going to get the white, and then I'm going to hold down Shift, and then I'm going to go to click the black. That's two objects, and then I'm going to come back in and get this one more. Three objects. Perfect. All right, and we'll hit convert. All right, now we got it, and that looks really good. All right, so we got that. Now let's go back real quick. Those are really simple. So we finished off the end, and we're going to go to that white, and it looks like it's kind of showing as a light gray or something. That's fine. Your colors are often not going to be the same on your screen when you're digitizing them as they will be on your final output, and that's fine because there's a lot of layers involved when you're digitizing. That's just the way it is, but you can always change it to however you like. Okay, so we got the white fill, and then the black outline, and that little part in the D. All right, so now we're going to go back. We're going to finish that last portion, which is the red donuts. And it is gone for some reason. So let's see. There we go. So it's still there. All right, so I just had to select it like that. We just can't see it for some reason. So I know it's there. So I'm just going to hit convert. Since I selected everything, I'm going to hit convert. Okay, and now it has converted those to stitches, which I like, and that is fine. All right, so let's save it real quick. Okay, and then we are going to go to let's make that black outline a little bit bigger. All right, so we can right click on that, object properties, Pull comp set at 20. Get that up to about 35. Okay, you see the nice little change there. So what that'll do is let the fill go underneath it and hopefully prevent a lot of gapping and give you some good coverage and insurance. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing here. Should have grabbed that from the beginning, but that's fine. So what do we do? 35 on that last one. Okay, and then let's take a look at how it is showing out here. We got the DO and then the NUTS. And what is that at the back? I think we can just delete that. It looks like some extra garbage, not sure where it came from. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. Now, these two, let's just make sure that they are going to sew well and go right into each other. And I think you can see that there's a connecting stitch from the O into the N. So there's ain't going to be a trim there. Okay, and that's really good. All right. And so that is about it. Let's zoom on out. Okay, we got everything the way we like it. So what I like to do, of course, save it one more time. Then we're going to do a Shift R so we can bring up that slow motion redraw and hit play. And now this is going to be how, how it sews out on your machine. So let's just take a final look at that and see what we got. Speed it up a little bit here. Some of those fills are really boring, nothing going on there. So what you want to look out for is your transitions into your next letters or, objects. Make sure they're doing what you want them to do. I just noticed that there might be a trim right there and we need to fix that. So let's just keep a mental note of that. See if there's anything else we see. Okay, I saw how it stopped and then went to the end and came back. I don't like when it does that, so I'm going to fix that too. Yeah, we're totally going the wrong way that way. Okay, we should be going out, not back in. So yeah, there's a little trim right there. So let's select that. Hit 11. Okay, so it is. That's where it's exiting. That's fine. So let's take a look at our design. I mean, that's going to be barely noticeable. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. So we just have to match where it's exiting from that D and where it's going to enter into that M. Okay, so we have to select the outline M. We're going to hit H again, and it is right there. So it's at the same point, but that's too much of a gap, and it's causing it to tie off. So we can do a couple of things. Sometimes you can just cheat it a little bit and just maybe move it over. So let's see if we can grab the line, kind of move that over just a hair, get it to connect. Do the same here. And I know it looks big on the screen, guys, but it's just, these are such small movements. It's just going to let that connect. You're not going to really be able to tell if one side is bigger than the other. So don't worry about that. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. There we go. You see that? See that little connection just popped in there? All right, that's what we want. So let's go and straighten this up a little bit. want to digitize. I just want to edit. All right, 11, H, I mean. All right, and then we'll bring that out a hair. We can bring that out a hair. Okay, so there we go. So that's one way to fix it. You know, nobody's going to notice that it's a little bit thicker. Okay. So there, so if you zoom out, you can't really see. All right, so that's one. Fix that one. Control S. Let's see. Now we want to work on this donut part here because it is sewing the wrong way. So I want it to start with a D and then go to O-N-U-T-S like that. And for some reason, it's coming back. Okay, that's all one section. So we just need to fix that. So let's hit H again. All right, and we are going to change how that sews. We can get in there and let's see, so that it's entering there. Let's find our exit point. A little difficult to see. Might have to change views. Oh, there it is. All right, so let's keep that and we're going to put it way over here. All right, now that should have changed it. Okay, so it should still be entering here and it should finish up over there. Okay, and end right in there. Okay, so we can zoom out again. And this time we'll just do this in regular stitch mode so we can kind of see what's going on. All right, and we want to go to the end. All right, so in stitch mode like this, I think you can do it in the true view mode also, but I'm just hitting the up, down, left, right arrows to get it to move forward and backwards. That's up and down will give you a certain amount of stitches, and then left and right will give you, so I think the left and right is just like one stitch at a time. Okay, the up and down you'll get like 10. That helps you move through the design a little quicker. And so as I can see, that is, it's doing what we want it to do. It's sewing in the right direction. Okay, so it's going to finish up there, and then it's coming into the end. All right, and it's going to sew the way we want it to. All right, so let's just let it go ahead and finish off there. All right, and that's it. Control S, we're going to save it, and we are done. So from this point, you can go File, you can export, or is it a save as? Let's do a save as. All right, and this is the default for my program, which is the Wilcom program. But sometimes you want to get it in a DST format or some of your other embroidery machines for your home, whatever extension it is. You can set that here. And what I'll do, so save as type. So we're going to save this as a DST. Okay, that works for me. And I'm going to hit save. All right, so now in that folder, I have a DST file that I can send to my embroidery machine, and I also have a Wilcom file that I can use here. Okay, guys, and so let's get one more true view of that. So that's what we have. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next time.